Chapter 1118 divided the fanbase in two. Some like Bonney's Nika form and some don't. For me, the fact that Oda showed us how the man born in slavery managed to raise the freest daughter in the world is enough to call Chapter 1118 a great chapter. Like it or not, I'm sure that Bonney will join the Straw Hats after Egghead. There are just too many hints already, but let's talk about Bonney at the end and start from the beginning. The chapter starts with the ancient giant robot. It sinks under the sea after Warkiri's attack and thinks about Joy Boy. It is surprised that it sensed Joy Boy a few minutes ago, and then suddenly he disappeared. We see people around the world reacting to Vegapunk's message again. Some even think that Luffy is the one who killed Vegapunk. I won't be surprised if the Gorosei and even Morgans fake the news, leading to Luffy getting a huge bounty increase. We are in the final saga after all. At Egghead, York informs the five elders that there are still two Vegapunks left on the island, Lilith and Atlas. York says that Punk records will continue to grow even after Stella's death, so the other Vegapunks should be eliminated as well. That's why the top priority of the Gorosei became Lilith and Atlas. York thinks she's safe, but I believe that the Gorosei will kill her later as well, after they get what they want. The Mother Flame. We also saw a clash between the Giants, Marines, and Bonney. Bonney showed her strength and defeated two Vice Admirals easily. I think everyone underestimated her. She has a bounty of 320 million berries for a reason. At the end of the chapter, we saw Mars attacking the Elbaf ship. Despite the fact that three Giants put up their shields together to block the attack, some part of the ship still caught fire. Luffy returns with his Gear 5 form. His power makes the sea and ships shake, but he still has no idea what Nika is. At the same time, Bonney remembered when she first met Luffy on Egghead and how Luffy told her that he looks like Nika when he is free, so she uses her technique, Distorted Future, and chooses a future where she is most free. In the epic final double page of the chapter, we see Giant Bonney in Nika form along with Giant Luffy using Gear 5. Her transformation is exactly the same as Luffy's, so most fans didn't like it, but I think they should get used to it because Bonney will join the Straw Hats soon. There have been many characters during the story that had a very high possibility of joining the Straw Hats crew. Pedro, Carrot, Rebecca, Vivi, Polly, Bon Clay, and of course Yamato. It was even nearly confirmed about Yamato, but Oda chose otherwise. Bonney has something that none of these characters had, but before that I will explain why I am so sure that the Straw Hats crew is not yet complete. Currently there are 11 Straw Hats including Vivi. An idea that One Piece fans have theorized about for years is 444. Luffy will pick up 4 crewmates from each part of his journey. The first 4 from East Blue, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji. Chopper, Robin, Frankie, and Brook came from the Grand Line. The last 4 will come from the New World. Jinbei already joined. Vivi left the Straw Hats after defeating Baroque Works to stay in her home country, but is still considered a member of the crew. After escaping Marie-Joie, Vivi became a fugitive and went into hiding from Imu and the Five Elders. She will reunite with the Straw Hats soon. Oda always uses different religions in One Piece, Hinduism, Buddhism, and so on. But in Wano and Egghead, we had a lot of parallels to Christianity, and all parallels were connected to Nika, aka Luffy. Luffy is always portrayed as some kind of messiah. It's heavily implied in the Whole Cake and Wano arcs, and it has been repeated many times that the world has been waiting for some kind of savior figure. I believe the same way that Christ had 12 disciples, Luffy will have 12 crewmates, 4 from the East Blue, 4 from the Grand Line, and 4 from the New World, making 13 Straw Hats in total. I also believe that new Straw Hats will be characters that we already know because we're already at the final saga and there won't be enough time to introduce new important characters, show their backstories, and make us love them like other Straw Hats. For those who think that Bonney won't have enough time to connect with the Straw Hats, I want to remind you that in the One Piece timeline, Jinbei joined the crew not 1 month ago. Bonney and her vibes perfectly match the Straw Hats. We have 2 perverts, Sanji and Brook, 2 geeks, Chopper and Usopp, 2 mature calm ones, Robin and Jinbei, and 2 cowards, Nami and Usopp. Bonney and Luffy can be the gluttonous ones. Besides, her entomophobia, as we've seen in Egghead, can be quite the running gag if she joins. On the other hand, we know how much Luffy loves beetles. We can find ties she has with the Straw Hats from her very first appearance. She protected Zoro at Sabaody, preventing him from making a scene by slaying a celestial dragon, which could have been much worse for the crew than Luffy punching him in the face. Robin similarly saved Luffy in Alabasta after Luffy lost a crocodile. On top of that, she also knows Sabo, Luffy's brother. her. Luffy even calls her by her actual name. Luffy and Law had an alliance since Punk Hazard, and Luffy still calls him Tragai. Also, I think we can agree that Bonney and the Straw Hats have the same enemies: Akainu, Blackbeard, and the Celestial Dragons. She even attacked Saturn, one of the Gorosei, so right now we can consider the whole world government as her enemy. Like other Straw Hats, she had a pretty difficult childhood, especially after Kuma became a cyborg. Kuma did everything to give Bonney a good childhood and saved her life, but her story is still tragic. It was revealed in the Viva Card books that her crew got captured and only she managed to escape. Her only choice now, if she wants to remain in the piracy world, is joining a Yonko such as Luffy. Last but not least, if Kuma dies at Egghead, at least Bonney, his daughter, who is also inspired by Nika, will witness Nika defeating the world government with her own eyes. I think there is a very small chance that Bonney will not join the crew after this arc. Bonney's Devil Fruit powers will be more useful for the Straw Hats than you might think. Her Toshi Toshi no Mi allows her to freely manipulate the aging process of anything, including herself, other people, and objects. She can use this power to disguise herself and knows Marie-Joie very well, so she will be very useful in the final war against the world government. Bonney's greatest ability so far is Distorted Future. She can even become her own version of Nika with this technique. We also saw that she can affect others with this ability as well. She turned Luffy into a 70-year-old version of himself with this ability. Additionally, she can induce a near-death experience, causing her opponents to briefly adopt the appearance of a skeleton before their flesh returns. This seems like a different version of Distorted Future as well. Maybe she'll be able to transform the Straw Hats and other characters into their own Nika versions. It could be her awakening. Naturally, Luffy is the only one who can be the real Nika, but with Bonney's Devil Fruit, other characters can get a bit of additional Nika powers as well. We have seen a similar thing in other anime too. For example, Naruto could share Kyuubi chakra with all the shinobi in the 4th Great Ninja War. Even on her own, she is pretty powerful. Bonney could defeat a CP0 agent at the age of 10 and escape from the Marines and elude the world government for years. In this chapter, we also saw her defeating 2 Vice Admirals, so she's definitely strong. Also, I'd be remiss not to mention that in the final panel of the chapter, we see the ancient giant robot activate again under the sea. It sensed that Joy Boy is still there. Hopefully, we will finally see the true power of this ancient robot. Oda has been teasing it for more than 30 chapters already. Maybe the broadcast will continue as well. That's it for today. If you want to learn more about the inspiration behind Nika's character, you can watch this video right here. Thanks for watching.